I I I am so frustrated with conservative voters, Tony. I'm gonna go bang my head against the brick wall
I
right
don't
now.
even think about them anymore. I write them off. You know what I mean? We don't need them. This is the thing. When we talk about cooperation, Mike, we don't need to win over conservative voters at all, right? You take a person like who would you work on first of all? Would you work on the stupid people or would you work on the evil people? I can't talk to any either one. I can't talk to a person if they're evil.
I
I
would
can't
just
talk.
make sure that anytime I engaged them, that I employed the Platonic method, and I always asked them questions and never answered any of their questions. I'm not saying that we're going to win based on converting conservatives, but I'm just saying as a method of approaching them that we need to turn their methods around
Yeah.
on them. And if they're
I
going to
say
respond to that methodology, let's do it back
yeah. Here's the thing,
to
Mike.
them. But our
I don't
ends
I
do
don't think that
justify our
we need. I
means.
don't think that we need to include conservative voters in the national dialogue that we're about to have pertaining to what we're going to do next with this country. We need to focus the conversation to be between progressive-minded people, between decent people. That's who I want to talk to. We'll have more luck talking to an NDP person in a strong liberal riding to get behind, the strongest viable non-conservative candidate in their riding. This
Right.
conversation can happen between decent, progressive-minded people much easier than it can happen between, a
Yeah.
decent, progressive-minded person and a
And I
stupid
totally
or
agree with
evil
you on that
person.
level too. Our first focus does have to be on convincing progressives, first of all, that
Yeah.
they can feel comfortable in supporting
Each
either
other, each
the
other,
Liberals or the
right?
NDP. And the key to that is in this next election cycle. That after that,
Yeah.
once we get that and we give these progressive parties a chance to form a coalition government, and we pressure them to include proportional representation or electoral reform in their mandate, then we can all safely go back to supporting whatever opposition party we support. But only after we do that.
Yes,
That has to
absolutely.
be our goal.
We decent progressive-minded people absolutely have to get together and work to unseat these HarperCons. We've repeated ourselves so many times in this show, but I think we've come to our conclusion, right?
That's a conservative methodology that goes to show that the methodology isn't wrong, that the ends don't justify the means, and their ends are wrong. And if we feel comfortable about our ends, then the means of using that same methodology has no shame. We repeat ourselves. We don't submit to explaining ourselves when we're dealing with conservative questions, and we do the same thing to
Well,
them. Question them, press them,
right.
make
Here's
them
the thing.
explain
Here's the thing.
themselves.
The conservative formula for victory boils down to two things: speak as though you're speaking for people.
Exactly. Make statements.
Attack
Don't
your enemies. Repeat endlessly.
exactly. And even though I'm not a Hindu, it makes me think that the best thing that people could do would be learn from Arjuna. And when there's a fight to be had, you gotta fight it sometimes. That's the whole method or the whole message of the Bhagavad Gita. And I am not a Hindu, but I'm gonna say it's time to fight for what's right in Canada. Is that
Absolutely.
confusing for everybody now?
No, and we're going to fight. We need people to fight together. All the decent, progressive-minded people have to get together, fight together. I mean, there's going to be differences, whatever. As long as they're respectful and we share one common goal, which is to take this country back from the evil HarperCons.
Exactly.
And on that note, my friend, should we wind up this show?
I think so, because
This is probably the longest show we've done. It's 2.5 hours over
yeah,
that.
we're at 2.5 hours, and
Yeah.
even though we're having fun and we missed last week, and we're glad to be back here, let's wrap up and look to the future when we can do another show and expose more of the misdeeds of conservatives and be positive and find other ways that we can work together and other people to support and get back to doing we didn't get a chance to do good fight this week. But I think the good fight is every single person that recognizes what we were just talking about.
Every single person who is not a conservative is fighting the good fight in this country. And in conclusion, my friend, I would like to point out that you are from the NDP. I am now a brand spanking new liberal. Okay? We have more common ground than we have differences. We can work together to take this country back. And I would like to remind people that non-cooperation, much like trickle-down economics, is total bullshit.
That's right.
Okay, Mike, we're going to go out to a song called One Tree, and it's about cooperation. Night, Mike.
Many roots to one tree. Who said so? Tony said. Who said so? One tree, many roots to one tree. Who said so? Nelson said. Who said so? Iroko tree, many roots. Who said so? We said so. Iroko je gbamu, o gbale gbajoko. Iroko je gbamu, látọjọ́ aláyé ti dáyé o. Ní ìdí tiwa o. Ta ló wí? Ọmọ ló mọ̀mọ́ wí. Ta ló sọ o? Tóní ló mọ̀ sọ o. Ta ló wí? Bàbá lókè ló mọ̀ wí o. Who say so? Allah say. Who say so? Iroko tree, many roots. Who say so? Who say so? Who say so? Who say so?